Okay, let me start with this slow wave structures. How the slow wave structures it is being made use. What are the shapes we have for the case of slow wave structures, and which is being preferable. Okay, we'll see that. And for that, let me proceed with the first one where it is being taken like this. It is being arranged where the helical structure so this is nothing but the helical structure. Okay, so where it is been wound, you can see that it has been a wire is being taken. It has been wound on some circular. For the sketch also, if you take a wire and you keep on wound on this, then whatever the shape it is being formed, and that is nothing but the helix structure. Okay, so this is the first type of a structure. It is being called as a helix. Okay, it's a helix, and we too have the other structures also, where we can say that we can take like this, the structure which can be made in this particular shape, where it can be called as folded back line. It is being called as folded back line. So it is the another slow wave structure we can make use in the traveling wave tube, where it can increase the interaction time. Okay, to increase the interaction time, we are making use of this slow wave structures. Please have a note. You may get in the quiz or any of the competitive exams. The interaction time can be increased in case of traveling wave tubes. That is by making use of slow wave structures. It doesn't matter whatever be the shape of the slow wave structures, but slow wave structures are responsible to increase the interaction time. So thereby the total operation, it depends. Now, apart from that, we too have the another shapes which can be taken as now. So this is being called as a zigzag line. Zigzag line. What is the importance? How it maintains the interaction time to the maximum time? We'll discuss that. Okay. So this is another type of slow wave structures which can be made use along with the traveling wave tube. Okay, which is internally connected. And we too have the another structure, and that is being given like this. You can call as interdigital structure. It can be called as interdigital structure. Interdigital structure. So that's what the helix traveling wave tube we have. How the people has been increased two numbers, and earlier including me it was 40, now it has been 42. I don't know, just for the sake of attendance they are joining the last session. What made them to join the second session, I'm unable to understand it. Anyhow, it's been a good job of joining the maximum extent, and it should be more than 50 as I suggested you in the morning session. So these are the slow wave structures which can be made use in the traveling wave tube to increase the interaction time. Okay, so now the question here it arises that how can we increase the interaction time of RF? What is the interaction time? RF input must interact to the maximum amount of time of with electron beam. These two interaction times to be increased, but we have seen in the case of two cavity and reflex cistern, where this is only a small part of time where the interaction is being taking place between the RF input and electron beam. Okay, here also between the electron beam and the RF input, so the interaction time has been very less. So thereby the forming of bunching capacity has been less. So amplification will be resulted at the lower levels. So now using these slow wave structures, we can increase the interaction time. Now the question arises that how can we increase the interaction time here? Okay, it has some certain standard arrangement in the tube. Okay, where you can see that the traveling wave tube, which can be done. Okay, the traveling wave tube where it can spend a maximum amount of time, and the main intention of this slow wave structure, it is being given as whenever we use. So it has been found that there are 4 types which we have mentioned. There might be some 1 or 2 extra in depending upon the textbook which is being mentioned, but these are these standard 4 types of slow wave structures will generally preferred. And among these 4, the major concern that is being given to the helical structure. Okay, so helix structure, it has been very easy to use and easy to set up, where the interaction gap can be maintained to the maximum time. Okay, so the main intention of using slow wave structure is that we can avoid dispersion of the electron beam. The main intention is that the electron beam will be keep on moving over here. So this electron beam should not deviate or it should not disperse. So in order to make that, in order to avoid the dispersion of the electron beam within the tube, we are making use of traveling the slow wave structures. So that's what it is being used here. You can see here, this is the slow wave structure. And the functionality, we'll see it in the next class. So we have to take the design of traveling wave tube. So before that, you should have the concept of all this, the basic things before proceeding to the traveling wave tube. And now that's what the traveling wave tube as a slow wave structure, which is been main intention of using this slow wave structures to avoid the dispersion of electron beam. Okay, because it is been traveling more amount of time, means to maximum distance it is been covering. Okay, so during the traveling distance, as the electron beam is been traveling or spending more amount of time than compared to the two cavity and reflex klystron, it is been spending more amount of time in the tube. So a long distance, the drift space, what I have told here, the distance traveled by this electron beam is being more. Okay, so there might be chances to deviate these electron beams in other directions. In order to avoid these deviations of electron beam, we are making use of slow wave structures. So we can prefer either helix or folded back or zigzag or the interdigital. So either of these structures is being used here, but we prefer the helical structure of slow wave, which has been very easy to design it, and it has been found that the maximum results which is being easily obtained using this particular helical structure. Okay, so that's what the importance of slow wave structures which we have discussed today. Okay, so in the next class we'll see about the usage of slow wave structures in case of traveling wave tube, and we'll also discuss why it is being named as a traveling wave tube, what is it has been traveling, okay, what it has been traveling, how the structure of tube it will be, and how this slow wave structure is being used within the tube to increase the interaction time, thereby the amplification can increase. So this is all the concept of slow wave structures. Okay. These all the concept of slow wave structures. Okay, and if you have any doubt, please let me know. If you have any doubt, please let me know only, because it's been already 2 hours continuation. It has been taking out. So maximum points and maximum syllabus we have covered in these 2 classes. In the next class, we'll be finishing about this traveling wave tube. Okay, it's been very easy. The operation has been very easy. The construction, the operation, the output waveforms. We'll be doing it in a single class, and we'll see how it has been operated, and it will be clear for each and everybody, those who have attended regularly for the classwork. I guarantee it. That's what my intention, to attend the classes regularly. And if you have any doubt, I told you are always welcome. You can ask me the doubts. Okay, so that's what my motto. And nice figure 43. If you have any doubts, please you can put it in the chat box. To what extent you have understood? Else I'll be winding up the class. In the next class, we'll be finishing this traveling wave tube with all the details. Single point also you won't try to miss, as I will be checking out and following up all the textbooks, and I'm preparing the material for you. And accordingly, the class also I'll be explaining. The discussion of the class will be up to the maximum extent or maximum points, which covers the points in all the textbooks. The intention is it should be familiar to you. The concept about the particular topic should be familiar to you, so that without uh, sitting for the preparation separately, just by listening to the class, you should able to write the details, you can able to explain that particular topic. In that manner, you should know the concept. Then it will be very easy. No much time it has been required for you to understand a particular topics in a particular subject. Okay, Andy, fine then. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Else, I'll be winding up the class.